Hey guys, welcome to the video on Bharat in Germany. My name is Bharat, and in this video, I have Akhil with me. He was already on the channel previously too, when we were talking about how it is to study your master's in German thought. He's also my first ever customer that I ever received in my business when I registered my business in Germany. So from that moment onwards, like we were always in touch. We connected with each other multiple times. Akhil also recently, not recently, but in the middle, he also like started his YouTube channel. Then he got it too busy with his studies. So like that kind of dropped off and like maybe he's going to get back to it again sometime. So a lot of like interesting talks we're going to have in this long session where we're going to like talk about Akhil and how he actually started his master's in German thought, what kind of opportunities he got, and how things changed from the first time we made this video on the YouTube channel to now. Akhil, welcome to the call.
Thank you, Farad. It's good to be here.
Tell us a bit again about yourself, where you're from, what are you doing right now. So then we jump into our main questions.
Yeah, hi. My name is, as you said, Akhil. I did my bachelor's in India in mechanical engineering, and I wanted to do my master's in Germany. Well, as I said in the previous video, I really wanted to learn German and then come to Germany for a German master's course, and I got admitted into TU Chemnitz. So right now, I'm doing my master's in TU Chemnitz in master's in mechanical engineering. The course is, as I said, in German, and yeah, I've been doing the course since the past 3.5 years. So the normal duration of a master's is 2 years, but I kind of extended it. And right now I'm in my 7th semester and I'm actually enjoying it.
Okay, that's pretty cool. And you said like you're in your seventh semester, so you took like some internships or something in the middle, or like how were you able to like extend it?
Um, well, I did take an internship, but the reason why my course was extended was not because of the internship, because it was a part of my curriculum. The reason was that I did a lot of part-time jobs in between, and most of the jobs that I did, I mean, all the jobs that I did were relevant to my studies. So I came to know that after my studies, I don't want to come out as a fresher. I wanted to have some job experience as soon as I finished my master's. So about 6 months into my course, I found a job in a company known as Schilderwerk, and I was working as a design engineer for 1 year as a part-time student. So I was working about 60 hours a week, which is actually a pretty long time. So half of my time I spent working, half of my time I spent studying. So that's one of the reasons my course got extended. And after 1 year, I started working as a research assistant at the university and did that for 1.5 years. And after that, I started my internship. And right now I'm doing my thesis. So the main reason why my course got extended was because of the part-time jobs that I did. And I don't regret it because I was able to earn money, I was able to sustain myself, and I got experience. And I'm not a fresher as soon as I pass out.
Absolutely, that makes sense. Now,
Yep.
the people who kind of like do not understand the system that in Germany it is not so bad to like extend your studies. Like, what are you going to tell them? Like, what are the reasons behind it? And like, have you actually seen some professor or somebody making a remark on it? Because in my experience, I didn't see any kind of like negative impressions from it. It just meant like you were taking out time to like do something else. What is your experience so far?
Um, I don't think anybody cared about that at all. Actually, when I was doing my internship at Bosch, I had two experiences. One of them was with the HR. So we had a meeting with the HR, all the interns together, and they asked the HR person how it would be if the course got extended by several semesters. And they said they did not care about it. But the head of the department, the head of the department where I was working, he was a relatively conservative person, I would say, and according to him, extending the course without a particular reason is not really a good thing, at least for him. There was only one single person whom I met who considered that extending the course was a bad thing, but other than that, I did not see anybody. Even the professors in the university don't care about that. They are pretty chill with it. So I don't think it will negatively affect your job opportunities or anything. No.
Now, okay, like in the previous videos, like we talked about a lot of things, like about how you were like taking a few subjects or something. For me, like the very first and normal thing that I did in my masters was essentially like reducing the number of subjects that was writing the exams for, because it just got very overwhelming in the starting, like
Yeah.
having so many German exams and stuff. What is your experience, and what will you tell to the students who like have this idea that like German taught programs are difficult. I mean, of course they're difficult, but
Yeah.
like what is your experience and how were you able to like kind of manage that?
In the first semester, I planned to take six exams, right? At the end of the first semester, I registered for six exams, but just as you told, it got too overwhelming for me, and I dropped at the last moment three exams, and I finally ended up taking three exams after the first semester. And after the second semester, I was able to take five subjects. So in the first year, it was super difficult for me to learn in German, right? Because I learned German till C1, C2 level. I could understand German, the Hochdeutsch, or the really good German. But the German that the professors speak in the class, they are completely different, right? They speak with the dialect. And it was extremely difficult for me to understand the dialect. So it took me about 1 year to actually get accustomed to the whole German language at the university. But after the first year, I realized that I was able to understand everything that the professors or the lecturers taught me. I could understand it as good as I could understand English. So after the first year, it was no longer a difficulty for me. I mean, the course was difficult, but German language was not a barrier to me anymore after the first year.
Did you ever feel like that, like what kind of decision did you take like after going for a German taught program?
In the first year, sometimes I felt that, but not strongly. After the first year, I was like really happy that I took the German course because my life here has been such good. I mean, it has helped. The German language has helped me live my life in Germany to a very big extent. Not just in the university, not just with the studies. Getting the internship. Getting the internship would not have been possible without proper German because I haven't heard any of the people in the company speak English, right? And when I was doing the part-time job as well, none of them spoke even a single word of English. So those things helped me a lot by learning German. And for example, when I go to an office, when I go to the bank, all the people were extremely friendly towards me because I could speak with German. So I would say that was one of the best decisions I ever made.
About finding friends, Akhil. Like
Yeah.
many people struggle with that. And I think like when you come for English taught programs, like what I always say is like you're again like around people who have a similar mindset and a similar background, like
Mhm,
where you come from essentially in India. And
mhm,
this does not really help you to grow that much. Like that's what
that's
I
true.
personally believe. And
Mhm.
did you also like feel that like that you were able to maybe learn more about different cultures? Were you able to find more friends or something because you were in a German taught program, or how did those things work out for you?
When I was in India, right? When I was going for a class, the only requirement that to make friends was to just sit next to a person. It was so easy to make friends, right? So you sit next to a person during a class. After a class, you know that person, at least the person's name, and it was very easy to make friends. But in Germany, I found it to be extremely difficult. For the main reason being, they already have their own social circles, and they don't want to go outside their social circles outside their friends. And it was difficult for me to make friends. But after a while, I did start making friends, and the main thing that was that I could get an insight into their culture, on how they thought and how different they are from us and how similar they are with us. That actually helped me integrate a lot into the German culture. I mean, I'm planning to spend the rest of my life or at least the foreseeable future in Germany, and that has absolutely helped me. In the previous video, I said that it was impossible to make German friends, but right now I'm really happy to say that I have like really close German friends, not just from my course, but from other courses as well. One of my closest friend is a German. I go to her house, I think twice a week. And yeah, it's pretty, I was able to get a lot of insight into how they think and how we should think and grow so that we are able to integrate into their culture, into their society.
Yeah, I mean, for me too, like I think in the starting it just felt very different because like I was also like kind of all of the videos that I made on YouTube, it was like with the first impressions that you're having, the first experiences. And now after essentially like seeing so many other students like go through the process, like learning the culture a bit more better, I just see that like making friends with like Germans, it just takes more time. But like
Yeah.
for me, like the difficulty was that not the difficulty, but like the life situation was so different. Like when you're married and stuff, like you do not have so much time to like go out and like meet friends and stuff.
Yeah.
Then also if you have your own ambitions, like which require you to like put a lot of time inside.
Mhm.
So For me at that time, like every single time somebody asks you to go out or like, have a drink with them or something, you think, okay, where else is my time better spent? And I think, like, of course, when
Mhm.
you like try to like put everything inside like just your business or like, your side project or something, then those things suffer. Like the social side of things always suffer. There's like no way around it. But like I think this is the part where everybody decides for themselves, like, is it a sacrifice worth making at that particular time in your life? So for me it was like, okay, like, I did it back then, and now we have more time to like kind of like hang out with some of our friends or something. But I think we found some really good friends too, and the perspective like definitely changed. Like for
Yeah.
us it was like it went from like, okay, like it is difficult to like make friends with Germans, to like,
Mhm.
okay, like if you have a German friend, that is crazy, like, they really have your back.
Yeah.
So I think that's also like I think where I also stand right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually took a lot of effort in the first year at least to make friends, not just German friends, but international friends in general. And yeah, I had bad experiences while making friends in Germany, but at the end, I have now really good friends who are of German nationals, Syrian nationals, and yeah, from different countries. I now have close friends.
Now, what else do you think, Akhil, that people should keep in mind when they're thinking about coming for German thought programs? Like,
They
what would
should
be
be,
your
yeah.
case for and against it? Like, what kind of things would you say?
Okay, against, I don't think I have anything against it because yes, you have to be prepared to face a lot of challenges. You have to be prepared to realize that okay, in the first year I'm not understanding any courses. I don't know the technical vocabulary, so I'm not getting anything. And you will doubt yourself during the first year whether you will be able to do it or not. I mean, you should be prepared for that. But in the long run, I think it has been a very good experience for me. Um, Speaking in German will get you a lot more opportunities than if you were to just speak English. For people who are doing computer science or informatics, yes, you will be able to get a lot of opportunities with just English itself. But with German, it will be like multiplied. For people with mechanical engineering background like myself, with English, there are like very few opportunities. So um, against, I would say, be prepared for disappointments in the first year. For, I would say, enjoy your life for the rest of the time you spend in Germany. I mean, it was definitely worth it. Yeah.
Now, Akhil, what kind of experience did you make in finding part-time jobs and internships?
Actually, after about 6 months here in Germany, after coming, I think I came to Germany in February 2018. About 6 months later, in August 2018, I started applying, and I found a position at the TU Chemnitz website, in the career website of the university, and their requirement was for a design engineer, CAD design engineer, to do a part-time job in a company. And I thought, okay, their requirements are like really high. Okay, I'm not going to get it, so I'm not going to apply. I did not even apply for the post because I thought, hey, I had not had the experience, so I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to waste my time. A couple of days later, I saw the post again. I thought, hey, yeah, what am I going to lose? So I just applied, and I got called for the interview. And when I went for the interview, it was pretty chill. They just asked me some basic things, and like they just wanted to know if I was interested and motivated. They did not care about my experience at all. And when they came to know that I was interested, they just offered me the job. And later I came to know that for this particular position, there were only two students who applied.
Mm,
And see, that's the thing. Like it's a German taught job. I mean, German language job. Without German language, you can't do anything there.
mhm.
So the number of applicants for that particular job was like two,
Yeah.
and I got it. And I worked there for 1 year. I mean, that place was not a really good. I mean, the company was really good, but the place was in a very small village. So I had to travel like 1.5 hours, and the traveling was not just the 1.5 hours was not the main problem. The number of buses there were like very few, so I can get there either at 7:30 in the morning or at 11 o'clock in the morning. So I had to wake up super early. Sometimes I had to walk like 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers through the forest to reach there. It was a pretty funny experience, but I got really good experience from the company.
Did you also like see your friends or something? Because again, as an Indian, you always like come across your other friends too, like who are coming into English programs and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you see some of them like finding difficulty in finding part-time job or something because of German proficiency?
Yeah, I actually, to be honest, I'm in contact with like most of my Indian friends actually do speak German because all of my close friends close Indian friends speak German. So I'm thinking about, okay, I'm not able to recollect any of those things. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because it's like sometimes I get students
Yeah.
in the job course these days, and many of
Uh-huh.
them kind of like struggle with the part, okay, like we don't know German, and that's why like we are not getting like, responses and things like that. And I've personally
Mm-hmm.
kind of like felt that many times that if
Mm-hmm.
you don't have German proficiency, you don't write the email in German, you don't have your
Mm-hmm.
documents in German, like people like kind of respond lesser to you.
Mm-hmm.
So that has been an experience that I essentially made during this time.
I can really imagine that to be the situation here in Chemnitz as well. But I haven't heard anyone, like I don't know anyone, like any of my friends who as I said, almost all my Indian friends speak German, so I don't know about that.
Mhm. Now,
Yeah.
doing this like machine bow, because again, it's a German taught masters, and then like afterwards, like taking like having a hang of these more technical sides. Like, how were you
Mhm.
able to do it? Like, what would be some tips that you can like give to the other students that you like kind of use yourself, or maybe hit and try? Like, how did you get to a stage where you could like be
Uh, you mean how I reached the point that I'm right now in? I would say Zufall, just what's that word I'm looking for? Chance. I think just chance. Because after about 1 year working in the company that I just talked to you about right now, in the small company, I was like really unhappy because I had to wake up really early in the morning, and I hated waking up in the morning. And I quit the job and I started looking for other opportunities, and I found an opportunity at the university, as a HIVI, as a research assistant at the university. And it was a small department in the university. And I did not apply for this particular position. I saw this post. I just directly went to the employee of the university. I just talked to him. Hey, I'm this and this. I like to work with you. It would be very nice. Sorry. And he actually gave me the opportunity to work with him. And it was this person, who actually guided me along the way. He gave me a lot of useful tips. He told me in which direction to go, what to study, and which area I should focus so that I can get a good job in the future. After I started working with him, he gave me a lot of guidance. Mostly, he told me that the traditional mechanical engineering isn't going to modify in the next few years. I mean, it's going to stay as traditional, and there are no new job opportunities for people who are doing the traditional mechanical engineering. So he gave me a good advice to go more towards the mechatronics field. And the jobs that he gave me, that the tasks that he assigned to me, were very much relevant to the mechatronics field. So my first task as a research assistant was to develop a SCARA robot. So I designed it, I 3D printed the part, and then my task was to program it to visualize that in the 3D softwares. And so I went more in the electronics and informatics part of engineering. So if you ask me how I go to where I'm right now, I would say that my supervisor guided me, and a lot of that was chance, right? So um, I worked with him for about 1.5 years. He guided me towards the side of mechatronics, informatics, all those sides. And then I had to do my internship. I had 25 credits of internship, right? So my master's has 25 credits for internship. So when I applied for internships, I applied a lot, and I was applying during the Corona time, and it was very difficult to get into an internship. And luckily, the internship that I got was in Bosch, and my task there was to develop a robot, a SCARA robot, just like the one that I did at the university. So I and another intern, both of us were designing. We designed a robot, we printed the parts, we bought some components, we assembled them, we connected that to a microcontroller, we programmed it. So getting this internship was just chance, was just probability, right? Getting the job under my supervisor was also probability. So all these guided me to the point where I'm right now.
But I
Uh-huh.
also want to like get some more kind of like tips about like you managing the technical like technical vocabulary and stuff like that, because like the one tip that I essentially like give to the students is like, hey, like the only way you learn these things is like by hit and try. Like you come across these kind of words like during your lectures, during your scripts,
Mhm.
the presentations that the professors give you out, then you essentially like see, okay, like this is something I don't understand. You sit down with it, write the translation, remember it, and then afterwards you go ahead. How did you manage that part of the things?
Exactly like that. I mean, it is not possible to take a book or dictionary and read all the technical words and by heart it,
Yeah.
because words by themselves don't have any meaning. They have only meaning in a context. So what I did was in the first semester, I attended 8 lectures and I read through the scripts regularly. So when I went through the scripts, I saw a large number of words, that technical words that I did not see in my life till then. So I translated all these words and I understood the meaning, and I understood the meaning within the context. After 1 year, all the new words that all the technical words that I saw were already learned by me. There were very few new technical words that I hadn't known before that. Within 1 year, I could go through almost all of the technical vocabulary in mechanical engineering. So it's just hit and run, just like you said. Just attending the lectures, trying to understand the meaning from the context, and after a while, you just get used to all those words.
About people who want to know about like how it is to live in a smaller town like Chemnitz. So what are the good and bad sides of it?
If you are a person who really enjoys going out, going for parties, going for celebrations, then living in a small city like Chemnitz is not a very good option. I myself am a person who prefer to spend time inside my home, and the thing that gives me happiness is spending time with my friends. And for a person like me, it doesn't matter where I am, as long as my friends are near me. But living in Chemnitz has its own advantages. It's a very small town, which means that I right now live 5 minutes away from the Chemnitz town center. 5 minutes walk, with just 5 minutes walk, you can reach my home. And I'm paying extremely less. I'm paying 250 euros for an apartment which is 26 meters square with a balcony, with a kitchen and a bathroom. I mean, that's a huge, I mean, a relatively good place for a very cheap price. I don't, like, it is impossible to get such a place in the West for such a small price.
Yeah.
And if I have to go to the university, I just have to walk 2 minutes, take a tram. In 10 minutes, I'll be there at the university. So these options, it's very difficult to come by in the West Germany. So you either live in a WG, a shared apartment, but I don't prefer to do that because I want my own space. Yeah, all my friends are like 10 minutes away from me. I can go 10 minutes in this direction. I meet a friend, 10 minutes in the other direction. I meet another friend. So for a person like me who prefers staying inside, this is a very good opportunity.
So I think like for the people who are more, let's say, want to spend some more time with the nature or something, of course, like makes more sense. But I think opportunity wise and stuff, I think Chemnitz, it's an interesting place. You have some companies because again, the TU Chemnitz is there and many students kind of like stay there, like work closely with the university, start their own companies and things like that. So I saw some companies like in this field, but I think otherwise, if you really want to like kind of hunt for the bigger opportunities, it is better that you start heading towards the bigger cities. Did you also like travel around a bit so far, or like was that not possible because of the entire scenario with COVID and stuff?
Not just because of the scenario with COVID and stuff, more because of me being so lazy to travel. I've traveled a little bit. I've gone to Berlin. I've gone to Munich. Munich. I was with you in Munich for the shooting of Goethe Institute,
Yeah.
but I've not lived anywhere other than Chemnitz. Yes, I've lived in a place known as Zepnitz, but that is also like 1.5 hours east of Chemnitz, which is even a tiny village, very close to Czech Republic. But other than that, I have not lived in any big city in Germany.
If you like doing what you have and also like if you have a goal or something for yourself, you want to like kind of finish your studies and stuff,
Yeah.
because all of these things take time. Like it's
Yeah.
just like about traveling like nonsensely, because like I see some students like who also do that and they're able to manage the studies just fine, but sometimes when you want to like do good and you're like super interested in your studies or something, then you tend to like, okay, neglect the traveling side of the things and think, okay, like when I do my full-time job or something, I will still have my Saturday and Sunday, then I can like, go to places where I want to. Now, okay, like to wrap it up, like if you have like some kind of final stress busters essentially for the people who want to. So first of all, why should people consider German taught programs? Second, what kind of tips would you have for the people who say German taught programs would be too difficult, I cannot manage that? And yeah, anything else that you would like to share with the audience?
The reason why someone should choose German program is because it offers a large number of opportunities, like at least 10 times the opportunities that an English taught program offers. Even if you choose an English taught program, right, you have a lot of electives, and many of these electives are in German. So you'll be able to go for a wider range of subjects. And your life in Germany is definitely going to be much better because people will happily interact with you for speaking German. And um, I told you, right, I'm doing my thesis right now in the university, and I see myself working in the university after I complete my thesis. I really want that opportunity. Without German, I can't even think about it because the department that I'm doing the master thesis in right now, they don't have even a single course which is offered in English. That means if I were only speaking English, I won't be able to hold any lectures in the university. So I would not even be considered for the job. And it makes your life in Germany overall easier. If you go to any office, use for example the foreigners office or the bank or anywhere, the people's treatment towards you is much better if you speak German. I mean, that is not the ideal thing.
Mhm.
That should not be the ideal, but that is unfortunately the hard truth.
Mhm.
With regards to difficulty in learning a German course, um, in the beginning it is extremely difficult, but after a small time it becomes easy. After 1 year, definitely you will not find German to be a difficulty at all. You will be understanding German just like you understand English. That's why my brother is actually planning to come to Germany in the next month. He has already completed B2, and he also, just like me, did not apply for a single English course. He applied for all the German courses, and he got an admission at TU Kaiserslautern, mechanical engineering with focus on informatics. And the reason why he only applied for for English for German courses is, yeah, just these reasons that I just told you. And yeah, in the beginning it will be difficult, but it just passes.
I think that sounds pretty nice. Thank you so much, Akhil, for taking out the time for this call. Are you
Yep,
planning to
I'm happy
start
to.
your YouTube channel sometime again?
I don't think so. No, I don't have the motivation to do that at all.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not an easy task. I mean, you need to put in a lot of time and effort into doing that. I don't have the motivation to do that.
Mm. Maybe not right now, but it's like you have these like open projects that you can like visit anytime afterwards in the
Yeah,
future when you feel like, hey, like, now is the time when I
yeah,
want to like start doing that again. So never say never. Maybe like, you start with that sometime soon again. And we would, of course, be
hopefully,
looking
yeah.
forward to it. Yeah, again, okay, thank you so much for your time. And
Uh,
then I'll see you
Happy to
around.
be here.
Perfect. Bye.
Goodbye.